You can't only be thinking about growth only on the front end, more sales, more profits. It won't just happen. More sales and more profits will likely mean more complex operations on the back end, greater need for better managers or better management and supervision on the back end, many moving parts on the back end. But when people think of growth, they're just thinking of more money, more sales, forgetting that the machine that runs the business has to get bigger and more complex. So if you're not able to manage those complexities, efficiency will start to drop. You are growing, but your profits will be dipping and dropping. And that's not because you are making sacrifices to grow. No, it's just that as you grow, you are becoming more inefficient as a business. And that is not good if you are going to grow. The next thing is you have to factor in your competitiveness. Some businesses are very competitive while they are small because the value of their product is solid, the quality of the product is solid, quality of the service, everything. The moment they start to grow, standards start to drop, and the competitive advantage that this business used to have starts to become weaker. So the question is, do you want to grow at the expense of your competitiveness? Do you want to grow in such a way that your competitors now see you as less of a threat, that you don't matter? And so these things I'm telling you, these are the things that kill a business when a business is trying to grow. When they are small, they are very competitive. The quality of the product, quality of the service, solid. Profitability is there. They understand their operations very well. The moment they start to grow, things start to become bigger and more complex. All of a sudden, the back end breaks apart. And before you know what's happening, it starts to affect the front end. All those lapses on the back end will start to affect the front end in terms of poor quality, poor customer service, inefficiencies, delays, waste, all those things, right? So the goal of this slide is to help you remember that when you think of growth, it is true that most people think of size, bigger. Bigger, yes, you're correct, but you cannot only think of being bigger when you're growing. If you only think of size, you will set yourself up likely for failure. Because remember what I said, the second time in the life of a business, when the business is very vulnerable, is when it is trying to grow. And I've just explained to you why that happens. You're growing, but you're not becoming better. In fact, as you're growing, you're becoming worse. And that can be a weakness for a business. You're growing, but you're becoming inefficient. You used to deliver within 24 hours. Now that you're growing, you're not delivering in 3 days. 3 times the time when you were a smaller business, right? You're growing as a business, you're becoming more complex. People are dropping the ball. There's confusion, right? You could deal with 100 customers a month. That was fine. Now that you're attempting to deal with 300 customers, all of a sudden, you're mixing up people's orders. You're not picking phone calls. Deliveries are late. All those things are happening because you're growing, but you're not thinking about efficiency. You're not thinking about performance. You're not thinking about your competitiveness. If you're interested in learning more about the topics I offer when it comes to starting, building, and growing a business, this is your opportunity to join my community. It's known as the BMG. I provide extensive courses on different topics and challenges that afflict business owners, from how to optimize your profits, how to manage costs, how to boost your sales, how to develop processes, how to scale your business. There's a whole lot that I can teach you. If you want to go deeper into my content, this is your chance. Go to the link on your screen right now, jointhebmg.com.